that red grandma made. Grandma's heads. Grandma's head. Grandma's head. All right, we're in.
Base spaceship four. Used it. 98.1. Love music. Thank you. Record. We will be following every single jump, every wicket break, every breakaway, every crook, every dunk,
Inside the locker room.
Hey. Welcome inside the locker room right here on Smooth Breakfast or Smooth 98.1. It's now 17 minutes past 8 o'clock and we are ready to make sure that you have the wonderful time that you get whenever you come into the locker room. And it's time to talk about sports, every aspect of it. And you know, I'm not the one who's going to be doing the analysis. I've got the person who makes sure that she keeps her finger on every game, every team, every athlete, bringing you the hot statistics as well as the balanced state. So please give it up for the one and the only queen of the locker room, Tega Supreme.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I sound like I'm entering the boxing ring. But yeah.
Welcome.
It's been a fantastic week. So right now I'm in Edo Ekiti State for the Nigerian Olympic Committee Women's Commission conference. So that's where I am. So people in Edo Ekiti State, people did not even try you. So you don't tell me that there are all these mountains and hills in this Edo Ekiti State. You would not try. You should be selling your state. Be selling your state. Your state has beautiful geography. And people are keeping quiet. Are you hoarding it? Do you want to use it and cook stew? What is wrong with you people? All right, so that's the first thing that's happened this week, the women's conference. But also this week, more news. So the finals that were played on Monday, we'll talk about that briefly. The men's side, that was quite disappointing, and the women's side, that was very feisty. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about why. And no, it's not another gender war. It's not what you think, but we'll tell you in the stories. We'll also touch on Real Madrid. How did Xavi Alonso ball look to you? We'll discuss that. Some more discussions with Isaac, thinking that his football career is a romantic relationship with Newcastle. Again, we'll analyze that story and we'll discuss what maybe his options really are at the end of the day. All that and more inside the locker room this morning. But before we do any talking, She'll tell us how can we be a part of the locker room today.
You can be a part of it by sending your WhatsApp messages to WhatsApp. That's where your WhatsApp messages go to 0911 999 0981 0911 999 0981. And you can also join us on YouTube at Smooth 91 FM Lagos, at Smooth 91 FM Lagos. That said, let's get started with the Tigers. And Nigerian Tigers, riding high after a flawless 3-0 run in the group stage, are gearing up for a critical AfroBasket 2025 quarterfinal clash against Senegal today in Luanda, Angola.
Yes. So usually before, when you say Nigeria against Senegal in AfroBasket, you'll be like, oh, this is going to be tough. Um, but like I said on Monday, the Tigers have come in with an inspired performance after winning all three matches in their group. They're now facing Senegal, who won only two matches in their group. They lost to Egypt, and so they got into the quarterfinals via playoff. So you can see that there is, I mean, 1+1 is not always equal to 2 when it comes to sports, but there is a vulnerability there that the Tigers can take advantage of. All the Tigers need to do is keep up the momentum, and they have started from jump off. They're aggressive, they attack the paint, they hit from deep. It looks a good way, and I hope that the break that they had before the quarterfinals will not affect performance. That's the one that gets me, because sometimes you can have a flawless group stage performance, and then because of the break, you just drop a bit in form and not carry through to the quarterfinals. So the Tigers have every reason to push for this. Last time they won this was, I think, 2016. There's still one member from that team. There's still one member from that team um, on this team, Stan Okoye. He's the only surviving member from that last championship, and he's the leader in the group. But like I said, they've been Josh Okogie who's been stealing the headlines, and so with that Stan Okoye winning the championship and being the leader of this group, I'm sure he'll be able to motivate the guys to let them know what's at stake. Senegal can be a tough country, but they've already shown that they're not exactly where they need to be at this tournament. So the Tigers, time to take advantage and go for the $100,000. I'm not even telling you to play for the championship again. I'm telling you to play for yourself. $100,000. Play for yourself, all right? And let me enjoy the victory.
Take out of the national cake. Moving on. Emma Raducanu and Carlos Alcaraz might have lost in the revamped US Open mixed doubles, but they certainly won the hearts of the New York crowd.
Oh, I'm telling you. Okay, so you know that everybody's looking for Carlos Alcaraz's love interest and who Emma Raducanu's boyfriend is. Oh, Carlos Alcaraz has too many crushes on the tour. I don't know how he finds the time to be winning tournaments and having that many crushes, but he's a young man, so we forgive him. And so people have rumored that Emma Raducanu is one of the people he's crushed on, and he's also said some things that fuel the rumor. But for this year's controversial mixed doubles, again, remember that it's controversial because they decided that they're going to set up the mixed doubles 1 week before the US Open itself, which is strange. Not only that, the format in which they arranged it is not, it's more exhibition format than competition format, which is why they have all these singles players with playing the mixed doubles as opposed to the regular mixed doubles players. In fact, I think Irani and Vavasori were the only original mixed doubles players to be picked for this tournament, but injuries have let in another pair of mixed doubles players. So it's controversial because they are normal mixed doubles players and they didn't make it into this tournament. So really sad one. But the tournament has lived up to expectation. Iga Swiatek and Carlos Alcaraz just played the finals on Monday. Now, for Carlos Alcaraz, his finals didn't go through to the end because Yannick Sinner was sick. So he retired when Carlos Alcaraz was 5-love up in the first set. So Carlos Alcaraz had more in the tank. But Iga Swiatek played a competitive 2 sets with Yasmin Paolini and won the title. But they finished that match on Monday night and they flew to New York and immediately played in the mixed doubles.
Oh, makes sense.
Now, the scheduling is, so we are still angry with Cincinnati about the scheduling, but they flew into New York and they're immediately playing in the mixed doubles on Tuesday. But Carlos Alcaraz and Emma Raducanu lost on the first strut. And it's not because Carlos Alcaraz didn't have any in the tank. it was a competitive one. It was a fun one, but you could tell that these two people did not know each other. It was almost as if they met the day before, practiced one or two shots, and they came on court. It showed. It was evident. But Iga Swiatek and Casper Ruud have won 2 matches back to back, and Iga Swiatek was brilliant, especially in their first match. You could just see Casper Ruud looking at her like she was Iron Man or Iron Woman or something. Like, how do you have the energy after just winning a tournament yesterday? But yeah, it's been a brilliant performance, and she gets on court again today. I don't know how many matches she's going to be able to play today, but it depends on if you win the quarterfinals and then you go through to the semifinals. So she's actually great getting through. Novak Djokovic also lost in the first round. He was paired with Olga Danilovic from his country. They were knocked out in the first round. Taylor Fritz also knocked out in the first round. So a lot of the Medvedev and Mira Andreeva, they won their first match. They were the ones that beat Djokovic. Then they were knocked out in their second match. So you can see all the big names. It makes it fun. It makes it entertaining. The fans are enjoying it. But the truth of the matter is, as much fun as this is, I don't think it should exist on the ashes of the original mixed doubles. That's the biggest problem I'm having. I don't mind that they have this. And if there was a way to fit this into the schedule, then it's fine. But to have this exist on the ashes of real mixed doubles players' career is unfair and unjust. But hey, what can we say? It's the US Open. The organizers always try something new. Always.
You know, as you were talking about the big names also getting their own share of the floggings, I remember the popular line by Grey Boss about how Iyala anybody can be beaten on any given
Anybody
day.
can be beaten, oh. Anybody can be beaten, and Carlos found out yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we continue with the exhibition because that's what it is to me. It's exhibition. It's an exhibition. They don't even play your regular 6 games per set. That's how much of an exhibition it is. So very tricky, very interesting, but yeah, really controversial. I don't think they should try this in the format next year.
Moving on now to the Newcastle United. Alexander Isak accused Newcastle of breaking promises and misleading supporters in a social media statement on Tuesday that confirmed he wanted to leave the Premier League club.
So I think it is the most ridiculous thing. It doesn't matter what kind of pillow talk you had with Newcastle. You signed a contract. The contract has 3 years left on it. You're now telling me about the sweet nothings that they whispered in your ear. Nobody cares. A contract is more valid than any promise made verbally. Contract we can show in court. Verbal agreement holds no water. It is not even what the saliva that they used to say it. that's how little it. So you're coming here to tell us that we should hold somebody's verbal speech over the contract that we saw you sign. It's ridiculous nonsense that these players do. Albeit, I mean, as much as that is a very flimsy reason by Isak, I also think that clubs are just not unfair to players because trust me, when clubs don't want players, they kick them out for no reason. And now a player says, I don't want you, and he cannot just go. It just seems so unfair. And it's not a good place for anybody because Isak, whether he likes it or not, he has 3 years on that contract. And Newcastle have released a statement saying they didn't tell him anything. And even if he claims that they told him something, he has 3 years on his contract, and that's the only legally binding document. So he has 3 years. It's not the time to be crying and throwing a tantrum. It's time to find a way to negotiate your way out. And if you can't, find a way to do it in such an amiable place that if you're stuck at Newcastle, you haven't made enemies of your teammates, your manager, and the fans. Because that's what's happening right now. The fans know you want to leave, so they know you're not playing for them. Your teammates know you don't want to be there, so they don't know how to react to you. So now it doesn't even set you up for a good season. Newcastle is saying they'll be able to welcome him back into the fold, but emotions have been hurt. You can't just
Interesting.
gloss that over because the window, the transfer window is closed. So it's a tough place for both parties to be in. However, there is a legal document that says Isak should be at Newcastle. The only thing he can do right now, I think, is find a way to enjoy his time at Newcastle. Because I don't think they want to sell him. Because Liverpool came with £120 million. They said no. That's a lot of baby food in any market. So I guess
All
the
right.
case is over.
But that really is sad. It's sad.
It's sad.
So we'll take a breather, and when we come back, we're going to be taking the messages. Know that you can send your messages to WhatsApp 0911 999 0981. Again, 0911 999 0981. And you can be like Padre Pio and LK Adiroba and join us on YouTube, dropping your messages in the live chats. We'll be right back. You are listening to The Locker Room.
Yes, smooth. 98.1.
I'm hungry.
Well, how has it been?
Not fine. I need to sleep.
You need, but
No, I'm
oh
not
yeah,
a
so when
wicked
you come,
person. You're making me feel
no,
like don't sleep for the weekend.
no. But you see, when you come in, before when you come in early, you nap a little bit. You can't even afford that nap now.
Back to back to back. No wonder I you ran away.
Well, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I can't wait for Saturday. Oh my God, I'm going to sleep hours.
Auntie, today is Wednesday.
Ah,
No, I'm just reminding you in case you didn't know. Today is Wednesday.
and I still have, well, Wednesday is almost gone. So,
Auntie, it's still Wednesday, Sha. It's all I can say.
you're supposed to encourage me and say,
Encourage
look,
you, come.
there
Encourage
is
you.
a light somewhere at the end of the tunnel.
But it's all the way on at the weekend, and the weekend is still far. Well,
Oh, so you're in Ado. Is it very cold? It's supposed to be very cold.
no, it's not. It's regular Nigerian weather, but it's just, my goodness, it's just beautiful. They don't have an airport, so we had to
No,
drive
they
from
don't.
Akure to Ado Ekiti. So I got the opportunity to experience that very horrible, bad federal road, but also the beauty in the topography. My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. This place should be a tourism, class A tourism site.
On
From
those states,
Akure,
yeah.
yes. Should be there used to be one state before. Well,
Yeah.
part of it. Yeah. So the both Akure, Ondo State and Ekiti State, just very beautiful, and the greenery everywhere is
Yeah.
green. Hey, I say if I had car now, I would have packed all this plantain, pack all of it to Lagos.
I actually miss that area. I'm from Ondo State.
Oh, so yeah,
Yeah.
one of the people that have been holding information. See your face.
I've not gone back to my state in years.
Think about it. I've been living in Lagos. I've never been to many places in the southwest.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've been to like 12 states in Nigeria.
No. I go to the south, I go to the southeast, I go to the north sometimes, but I have never been to anywhere
Southwest.
else
Wow.
in the west. And this is where I live.
Wow.
If I want to travel, I'll be like, Delta State. Do you understand? When I want to travel, I go out of Lagos, but I go to the south, and the rest. I never do the southeast. So I'm southwest, sorry. So I'm surprised. Really, really beautiful. We need to develop an infrastructure.
In Kogosi. So they're trying with the Kogosi.
Warm Springs. I was there yesterday.
Yeah, but they need to put out more information. More people need to know.
And they have upgraded. Oh my God, that place is beautiful. Oh
Still
goodness.
went there and he did such a great documentation about it. It was beautiful.
That place is beautiful. I don't know how many times I've said beautiful about Ikogoti since yesterday till today. My goodness, everything. Not just the warm springs, so not
The
just and the warm
ambience,
springs.
the general ambience is great.
Oh, I just wish I was going to be staying there for like the weekend.
We're
We're
back.
back. Okay.
Love music, love life. You are listening to The Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. It's now 35 minutes past 8 o'clock and it is your message o'clock. So join the conversation 0911 999 0981. We'll take 2 messages each from WhatsApp and YouTube. We'll start with YouTube. Padre Pew said, do we take the message about Javi? We'll wait a little since we've not talked about that. LK Adoroba says the FG's 100K reward is problematic. It undermines their de-dollarization by paying in dollars, and the amount is excessive, risking public resentment. Will they also pay the winners of badminton, rugby, etc.? Questions.
Questions. They should win first, then we'll know what we are fighting for.
Gamble Boy says, I wonder what happens if Liverpool doesn't end up buying Isaac. I pray he doesn't end up in a lower team at the end of the day. Stan says, if Newcastle don't sell him now, they will both lose financially and on the field. The worst they will do is to fine and demote him. It's understandable no one is bigger than the club, and also the club won't want to show any weakness. So other players don't do the same, but it is what it is. Sell him and move on. Cruz says, Cruz says Tega should bring yam.
Bring me a car. I will carry plenty yam for you. Plenty. Pounded, fried, boiled, raw yam. Just bring a car. All right, let's go back to let's leave some messages till when we come back, but let's take the Chabi Ball message because it seems people are waiting for that story. Yeah.
So Kylian Mbappe struck from the penalty spot as Real Madrid beat a dog to Osasuna 1-0 on Tuesday to make a winning start in La Liga under new coach Xabi Alonso.
All right, so they have a new coach, and it was some moments were brilliant to watch yesterday, but it still reminds me of the Ancelotti and Zidane era, not in the style but in the results, because at the end of the day, it was one mistake by the Osasuna defender that got Kylian Mbappe the penalty he scored. That was it. With all the brilliant moments that Real Madrid had, they also suffered some moments where they could have been heartbroken by an equalizer. So when you think about it, it reminds me of the times when Ancelotti and Zidane used to tell Real Madrid fans, we have to suffer a little. We can't win any match because I'm telling you, when you watch Real Madrid, sometimes it is you have to suffer a little. So coaches have come and coaches have gone, but the same theme remains. You have to suffer a little. And that's where the struggle is, because you look at this team with a plethora of stars, brilliant footballers all over the pitch, but somehow when they come together, it's a lot more tedious than it should be. Yesterday, I just think at the end of the day, what was missing was the finishing, because they were, like I said, there were brilliant moments of team play, but it was the finishing, and defensively, they're still a little vulnerable. Now it's just one game. That's the good news. The good news is that it's just one game, so you can't make complete assessment from one game. But because it's giving you PTSD from last season, you start drawing all these comparisons. What I will say is, Xavi Alonso looks like he has a handle on what he wants to do. You can see what he's trying to achieve. So maybe what he just needs is some time to be able to achieve it. And what's important at the end of the day is that he got all 3 points. So that's a good start.
That's what matters.
That's what matters.
Moving on to Salah. Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah was named the Professional Footballers Association Player of the Year yesterday, with the Egyptian becoming the first player to win the award 3 times.
Yes, won in 2019, 2022, and then last season. Now, he didn't end last season in the greatest way, but he had done more than enough work to win this. So, brilliant performance. I know some people will have their other player of the year. The people that they would have preferred to be player of the year based on different reasons. But Mo Salah really carried the cake for so long that at some point in time, the question was, is this the year and Africa was going to win the Ballon d'Or through him? So when you think of that, um, I think ultimately he was deserving of it overall. I know some people say the minute Liverpool got knocked out of the Champions League, it ended the Ballon d'Or conversation. But the Premier League Player of the Year, he did not end that conversation, and he's won it. So I know you have your own people, crown them in private. Officially,
Yeah.
Mo Salah has won it. Congratulations to him.
Mo Salah. Now to the France midfielder Adrian Rabiot and English winger Jonathan Rowe have been placed on the transfer list by Olympique de Marseille due to unacceptable behavior in the dressing room after last week's Ligue 1 loss at the Stade Rennais. I hope I got
These
that.
guys went into the locker room and started to pour. They put them on the field of play for 95 minutes and say, win a match. They didn't fight there. They didn't fight for 3 points. They went into the locker room to be fighting each other. Is that where you're supposed to be fighting? People with misplaced priorities. And you have to understand, especially for Rabiot, he has real struggles because on the national team, he's quarreling with everybody. And people were saying that, at first, people were saying it was because of his mother's influence. But you're an adult at this point in time. You are responsible for your action. So he has quarrels with people in the national team. And then when he was at UV, he had quarrels with some of his teammates, which is why he moved to Marseille. You've now come here to fight again. You are the problem.
Exactly. You are
No,
the
it's
issue.
not anybody else that is doing you. You are the issue. You are the issue itself because everybody cannot be wrong and only you be right.
Mm-mm.
And so you have to think of it. The club is saying, you know what, we'd rather not placate anybody or try to handle every issue. Both of you tell your agents to find another club. We are not tolerating this behavior. Such nasty work for a player that, is pretty talented and could have gone on to do great things in his career, but is being sidelined or distracted by behavioral issues. Very poor, especially an experienced player like Rabiot. So it's a tough one, but Marseille has to do what Marseille has to do because this kind of thing can divide a dressing room because
Oh
people will
yeah.
definitely take sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, team is divided. They're already not getting the results. If the team is divided even further, then what happens? So I don't know. Some people will say that what the club did is maybe a little too drastic and harsh, but I guess they are looking at the long run that we don't want to deal with this drama. Come on, be going.
Yeah.
It's that
Skill,
simple.
skills and talent are great, but character matters, people. It
Yep,
matters.
character, it matters. Yeah.
Rangers looked set to miss out on the Champions League after suffering a 3-1 home loss to Club Brugge in the first leg of their playoff tie on Tuesday.
Yes, so the playoffs are going on for the Champions League, and Rangers had a beautiful first round. Thought they could bring that into the second round. Unfortunately, they lost at home. So I mean, if you're with your home crowd talking to you, even if the away goal rule has been removed, but the home crowd and where you are used to playing, and you lose there by 3 goals to 1, how do you want to go away and win? I think that's the question they need to ask themselves. Where do they get the inspiration and the motivation to go away and win with a perfect result? And that's what is making it hard. So it's just looking like Rangers again are not going to make the Champions League. That's what it looks like. On
Sorry.
that note, let's quickly rush through and take some messages because we are literally out of time.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go back to that message from Padre Pio talking about Javi Ball still needs a lot of work or still more back than bites, but I'm sure they will do well. Isak to Liverpool, please already. Bad start to my FPL. And the one on WhatsApp from Tayo says the Tigers better sit up and not be like Chan Eagles. Government is in pain to win one match. Oh. Wow.
But the Chan Eagles, but Chan Eagles won one match yesterday. Now clap for them small. 2-0 is not easy. Clap for them small. All right. On that note, I want to thank you for sending your messages via WhatsApp. Thank you for streaming on YouTube. And thank you for tuning in to Smooth 98.1 FM. If you're nice to me, I could come back with some yams from Ondo State. If not, goodbye. All right, then, everybody, have a fantastic week.
Thank you, Tega, and do have a lovely morning. Smooth Breakfast continues with Lagos Talks coming up at 9. What dragged you in?